just a quick recap. Dave and Jean were visiting Jean's parents, and they stopped off at a motel. Dave was hungry, and the two brothers that owned the motel invited them in for a late supper. Before they knew where they was, the brothers had drugged them and put them in a room in the house with two other women, and these brothers had been feeding off of the blood of the people in this room. Now where we last left off, the brothers had drugged all four of the people, and so they was all unconscious. Now Dave came round, and to the sound of one of the women that was in there crying with her head just, down in her chest, and tears falling from her face, Dave said to her, look, he said, don't worry about it. He said, I'm going to get us all out of this. Now he was done up with like gaffer tape or duct tape, and so he starts twisting it and twisting it and twisting it and sort of grabbing it, and he's like sort of trying his best to sort of rip at it. Finally it starts to tear and stretch, and he managed to get free, like one hand free. So he said to the woman, he went, I've got one arm free. He went, don't tell the brothers when they come back. So the woman said, okay. She said, I won't say anything. So he's now got one arm free. His wife Jean slowly starts coming round. She goes, oh, what's going on? And she's crying. He goes, Jean, don't worry. He goes, I'm going to get us out of this. All of a sudden, the two brothers come back in with this big kitchen knife. He looks at the four of them and says, oh, good, you're all awake. He goes, right, who should we have first? He points to the woman who's already crying. He goes, don't cry. He goes, it will be over in a jiffy. He goes over and he grabs her wrist and he makes a cut in it, puts the knife down. The knife is now in the reach of Dave, whose hand is now free. So, with the other brother standing there watching, the brother starts sucking at the wrist of the woman, and she's screaming and crying and saying, please don't do this. All of a sudden, Dave makes a grab for the knife, and he gets up and he stabs the brother in the chest. The brother stumbles and falls on his back. The other brother then grabs hold of Dave, but Dave is quite a big man, and he pulls him around, and he's like pulls him onto the ground and starts punching him in the face and knocks him unconscious. The other brother's lying there struggling for life, blood coming out of the puncture wound in his chest. He goes then, Dave, and frees his wife and frees the other woman. The other woman is just starting to come round. He goes, come on, we're getting out of here. They run outside into the car park, and then, as luck would have it, there is a police car coming. So Dave quickly, stands in front of the car, and says, stop. Anyway, the police car stops. Two police officers get out and go, what's going on? Officer, you're never going to believe this. He shows him all like the cuts on him and all the women. He said, like, these guys have drugged us in here. He said, and they've been like sucking our blood. They go, where are these people? Where are they? They've gone there inside. So he's gone in. The guy's there, unconscious. knife in him. He said they had us, Dave said they had us tied up. He said, so I just did what I had to do. And the other guy's unconscious, so the police officer has sort of grabbed the other guy, and they've seen there's all drips of blood everywhere and everything. They've searched the rest of the house and they found dead bodies everywhere and everything else. And so the guy's come round, the brother, and he's slapped the cuffs on him and he said, come on, you're coming with us now. The other guy they called an ambulance for. And what happened is the guy who was stabbed died on the way to the hospital. And the other brother, who had drained all these other people of blood, there was loads of dead bodies and everything all in the house, which they found. He got the death penalty and went to the electric chair. Both the brothers then got buried in this cemetery somewhere, I'm not sure where. But this is the thing, is that Dave got a little bit, quite rightly so, affected by this, and he went on to become a very successful businessman and a very, very rich man. So Dave, one day, he's in this great big mansion that he's got now, and he's having a scotch and he's smoking a cigar and he's talking to his friends about this this thing that happened to him. And he said, you know what I'd like to do? He said, I'd like to go to their graves, he said, and dig them up. He said, and spit on them both. He said, for what they've done to me, he said, and everyone else. So Dave, being the rich man he was, hired these two people, and he said, I want you to take me to the grave of these two brothers. He said, dig them up, he said, and let me spit on them. So they said, okay, we can do that. So he arranged it. So one night, they've all driven to this cemetery, and the graves were there. The two brothers' names, I can't remember their names, I don't know, but both of them buried together. Slowly they approach the graves, and these two people, these two big burly guys, start digging the graves up, start digging them up and digging them up and digging them up. They're there, and Dave stood there, with a bottle of scotch. He's completely drunk and he's drinking a bottle and he's going, yeah, I can't get them for me, get them up for me. They finally, one of them hits the coffin at the bottom of the grave. He goes, we're here. So he's scraping all the dirt away, and there is the coffin. The other guy, not long after, hits the coffin as well of the brother. He goes, oh yes, we've got them now, there you go. Dave says, oh great. He goes, open them up. He goes, I want to see these scumbags. So they pull the coffins open with crowbars. They've got crowbars, and they're pulling it up, getting the nails up. They both stand there, ready to open the coffins, and as they open them, both the coffins were empty. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. It's so good to see you. It's Friday night, which is brilliant. I think there's a lot of people that have been watching that have been going through a bit of a hard time. I've had a lot of my fans commenting, saying I've had people that have been in hospital and people that haven't been doing very well, and I can totally relate, because I haven't been either over the past week sit